Halo Outpost Discovery is being billed as an interactive Halo event for fans to come in and experience the game, the history, and the lore in a whole new way. And for the most part, they do deliver on that. Walking through the doors, you see this showroom that has all of these life-size recreations from the game, some miniatures of the ships. They had a life-size recreation of the M12 Warthog that had some amazing detail to it. There were these freestanding walls scattered around the floor that basically described the history of Halo, from the fall of Reach to those who sought to protect it. Right around the Master Chief statue, they had some information about him and his contribution to the Halo universe, along with the size wall of the Covenant, which was pretty cool because you could see how big you were compared to the characters. But I would have to say my favorite of all the exhibits was definitely the Master Chief statue. His uniform was amazing, his size was impressive, along with the Covenant Elite statue, who had great detail in his face and his armor. And then over to the left of him, they had the description of the weapons, which started with the iconic assault rifle that's been in every single Halo game, and the pistol, which started off very strong and has gotten weaker as the games have gone on. On the Covenant side, they had the Needler, and then of course the fan favorite, which was the energy sword that almost looked to be glowing in the Covenant Elite's hands. Around the floor, they had several of these characters, these employees there, who were in costume talking about how they've studied the Elite and how they've discovered their weaknesses, and they had funny little anecdotes about some of the weapons. You can see why these exhibits were brought to the front of the showroom, because they're definitely the more attention-grabbing pieces. One noticeably missing thing, which I feel like was a little bit of a fault, was we couldn't find anything about Cortana, the AI. Her and Master Chief's relationship is what sets this game apart from other first-person shooters, and they don't even have a statue or recreation of her. It would have been cool to see her as maybe a hologram that pops up in the middle of the room, but they have plenty of information about the Covenant, about Master Chief, about the history of the Halo universe, but nothing about Cortana at all. Throughout the floor, they also had interactive experiences, which unfortunately we weren't able to get a lot of footage of. They had one that was supposed to be a simulator of a Pelican, which is one of the planes in the game, and it was pretty much just a simulation of the plane coming down. And an escape room called Covenant Escape. Not a full hour like typical escape rooms. They said it would take about 10-15 minutes when you're in there to figure out how to get out. A virtual reality game that you can play, which basically they gave you headgear and a little handheld piece that you have. And you kind of just wandered around this open area, which I'm sure looked pretty cool when you were looking in the mask, but as an onlooker, it just kind of looked like a bunch of people stumbling around this open area. It kind of reminded me of the Tethered from the movie Us. In the middle of the room, they had the Ring, a small version of a planetarium. They had several artifacts before you walked in. They were in cases. The ceiling inside was sort of a dome, and it told the story of the Ring itself, the Halo. Off to the right, when you walked in, there were dozens of consoles set up where fans could jump into any part of the campaign they wanted to, or hop online and play competitive multiplayer against some of the other people there. Off to the left of the consoles, they had a few PC builds there where they were playing the new remastered Reach, and the game looked amazing on the monitors. They had a beautiful stage set up where people were streaming the campaign on Mixer and chairs where people can watch. A little speaking panel with some of the fans there, along with some people playing and some people from 343 Studios. Lots of photo ops for people to take pictures with Halo-themed backdrops. I hopped in a few because when are you ever going to have a chance to take a picture with a Spartan? There were some confused cosplayers there, but the ones that wore in a montage were the ones that were fully decked out in Spartan gear. So a few of the other things they offer that were pretty cool to go in and look at. Initially, I wasn't sure, was kind of an area of some of the sponsors for the event. They had a booth right when you walked in that was a company that does 3D modeling of prosthetic limbs for children. They had fully functional hands and arms that you could customize to look like Spartans. You could pick your color and style of whatever kind you'd like, and they also had a 3D modeler out so you could see how the limbs are built. Along with that, they also had the Halo arcade game, which I had actually never seen before. It was your pretty standard arcade game. You get a gun and you just kind of shoot the shit out of some stuff. Along the back where you can kind of sit down and recharge for a minute, they had some beautiful Halo themed artwork. And this area is also where they had the company that built and created the guns for the laser tag. They were selling a lot of different Halo merchandise, everything from helmets in adult and child size to different themed t-shirts, and they were also selling energy swords, which I did end up purchasing for myself. Given the prices of things in a tourist town such as Orlando, all of the merchandise happened to be very reasonably priced. And one last area worth mentioning was an area specifically designed for Lego fans. They had stations with Lego pieces already built and ones where you can build your own. So to sum it all up, Halo Outpost Discovery was a very uneven experience. On the one hand, I really did enjoy seeing the life-size recreations of the characters and the vehicle, well, the one vehicle they decided to do, which was the Warthog. The pieces that they chose to have on the floor did look fantastic. If you got up close, you could really see the attention to detail, and it was very obvious that whoever made these put a lot of work into each and every one. I enjoyed seeing all the Halo fans on the computers and the consoles playing the campaign and multiplayer. All that was a lot of fun. But on the other hand, with the absence of a lot of characters and, things from the Halo universe that a lot of fans have come to really love, the absence of them was very noticeable, such as Cortana, Keyes, Halsey. I mean, there was nothing anywhere about any of these characters, and if there was, it was very small. Then you have the interactive experiences, which you could definitely tell weren't handled with the same care and attention as the other exhibits on the floor, which kind of makes it hard to justify standing in line for hours on end. But if you do want to take advantage of these activities, I would recommend going more than one day, because at least one of your days is going to be taken up by waiting in line. So for those of you that love the Halo universe, this event serves as a good source to go get your Halo fix. That wraps up our coverage and impressions of Halo Outpost Discovery. If you guys enjoyed Plasma Poolside's first content video, please leave a comment down below.